Hello friends, in previous episode we visited many interesting locations. We visited the ship cemetery near the city of Chernobyl and saw a ship repair plant. We passed through the cement plant and the village of Lilov. We took shelter from the rain at an abandoned military base and headed towards Pripyat. After resting in our house in the evening we went for a walk along Pripyat. We walked along the outskirts of the city where we saw the remains of agricultural machinery and greenhouses. We looked into the place where the stalkers collect water, watched the cinema and the embankment. After we looked at the hairdresser and went to the hospital complex of Pripyat, where we visited the infectious diseases department, the maternity hospital and the morgue. And we ended the walk with a beautiful flight on a drone. Good morning friends. At 5 AM we are the second day in Pripyat and now we have two objects to visit. Renovated apartment by one of the stalkers and an amusement park with a Ferris wheel. I don't know if it's visible on the video, 6 lanterns are burning on the right. This is one of the few working enterprises in Pripyat. We found here. These things were handed over by former residents of Pripyat. Despite the fact that the city is dead, even here the 21st century has come. Most recently, a cell tower has installed on the roof of this house. Now you can sit on the roof of any house in Pripyat and use fast internet. The Ferris wheel is probably the most dangerous place for stalkers in terms of getting caught by the police at the moment. We have about 5 minutes to take a video and photo. Where exactly the camera is located, on the wall itself or someone else, is not exactly known. And now we are leaving, because the police arrive here from Chernobyl in 15 minutes and we have been here from 10. We left Pripyat. Now we need to sleep for a few hours and get ready for the return journey. We also plan to visit the antenna. We have not yet decided whether we will climb it. It depends on the weather and our mood. We rested and are already moving back. It's very hot outside today. When we went to Pripyat, we were lucky with the weather. It was cloudy, there was wind and it was easy to go. And in such heat it will be much more difficult to go. Water consumption will increase and there will be more rest stops. On the way we stumbled upon a tractor that was clearing snickets right in our path. We sit and wait. Here is another great example of the need for a drone not only for filming but also for reconnaissance. I picked up the drone and my task was to understand 2 points. Is there a police car near the tractor? Something the company workers. We realized that it's not. The second thing I wanted to know was how far he brushed. Further along the path there were impossible bushes, which we bypassed when we went to Pripyat. If he had cleaned them, we would not have had to go through the swamp, but unfortunately we realized that he cleaned the bushes only near the road. Now we have 2 options. Either to go through the swamp or through impossible thickets with sticks. We are trying to go through the swamp. I hope I don't leave my shoes here. In this trip we are lucky to meet with stalkers. Despite the fact that we are not going a popular route, 2 stalkers are ahead. Hi, have a good road to you, stalkers. Not everyone knows what the word stalkers means. In Russian it appeared in the Strugatsky brothers' books Roadside Picnic and became popular after the release of the game. A stalker is a person who penetrates and explores hard-to-reach, abandoned and sometimes guarded places, and is also a guide to such places. We consult and decide to not climb the antenna in this trip. There are many reasons, I will not list them all, it will take a long time. But I will film the antenna for you with a drone, and I hope you enjoy the shots on this grand structure at sunset. Arc 1. Without exaggeration, these legendary objects excite the minds and surprise both stalkers and ordinary tourists with its scale. For 35 years many legends and rumors arose around him. They even say that it was a zombie radar to control the will of the Soviet people. By the way, this myth was perfectly beaten in the computer game Stalker. There were only 3 such complexes in the USSR. One was located near the city of Nikolaev, the second near Komsomolsk-on-Amur, and the third in the Chernobyl. The first 2 were disposed long ago, only this one survived. Another rumor says that the antenna was specially built near the nuclear power plant because it required a large amount of energy. The antenna has not yet been demolished because they were afraid that the earthquake caused by the fall could damage the protection of the nuclear power plant. The NATO military called this antenna Russian woodpecker because of the characteristic clicks that it made on the air. They also say that the interference caused by the antenna interfered with civilian air travel, so the world community demanded to ban it. But the main purpose of this gigantic antenna was different. It was supposed to intercept the launch of US ballistic nuclear missiles. A whole city for 1,000 people was built near the antenna, where there was everything necessary for the life of military families: schools, hospitals, theaters and more. After the forest fires, many cameras were installed to the antenna itself and in the town. So now this place has become especially dangerous for illegal tourists. However, the main goal of all stalkers remains the top of the antenna, a place inaccessible to ordinary tourists. For many years I have dreamed of climbing to the top, but this time I was not destined to fulfill my dream. But one day I will definitely climb to the very top and enjoy the most beautiful sunrise in my life. It happens that for a week in the zone you will not meet a single person, but it happens the other way around. Hello guys, how are you? Have a good road. Are you leaving the zone? The guys asked. Yes, we are going to the exit. Then it got dark and I put the camera in my backpack. We decided that while it was dark we would cross the bridge, spend the night in the forest, and in the morning we would go to the perimeter of the zone. Walking 45 kilometers at a time is not easy, but the sky gave us strength. I have not yet learned how to take picture of the starry sky, but I have more or less turned out one. Just look at what the sky looked like that night. I haven't seen so many stars in a very long time. When we rested at a halt and looked at the stars, our problems and fatigue faded into the background. Tired, we reached the right place and went to bed in the forest. Having walked 41 kilometers yesterday, we spent the night in the forest right behind the bridge. When we woke up in the morning, we were in for a surprise. We were not far from a road on which cars were actively driving and, if desired, could easily see us. We have about 10 kilometers to go through the forest and we will be outside the zone. That's it, we are out of the zone. Some stalkers reach Pripyat, walk there and then go out onto the road and surrender to the police so as not to walk 50 kilometers back. And other stalkers, including us, have a rule that a trip is considered successful if you have gone through the entire route without getting caught by the police. Well friends, our spring trip is over. It was an interesting hike, we went on a new route and new places, saw a lot of interesting things and got a lot of positive emotion from the hike. Of course, this is not our last trip, because a person who has been illegally in the zone at least once will definitely return there again. The zone doesn't let anyone go just like that. So, see you in a while.